Glorious, Miriam. First of all, thank you so much for joining us here in Edinburgh.
Well, it's lovely to be here, and thank you for asking me. Sometimes I think people are too frightened to ask me because I swear. And I just checked before that it's 7 o'clock and I have to behave myself.
You behave yourself. You're fine with us.
I will.
And this is your first time doing an Edinburgh show in what, about 12 years?
Yes, actually, it is. You know, everybody feels kind of excited and terrified.
You've been doing it for so long, I think people would probably think you don't get those nerves anymore.
Well, people are stupid. You know, I'm 83. I can't quite believe that I'm this old, but I've got Dickens to help me.
Well, you have got Dickens. So you bring that to life on stage, and then we also have the Q&A as well. Do you love that moment when people can put their questions?
I actually do. For me, being open to an audience and gathering them, embracing them, is such a thrill.
Yeah.
I can be truly myself. I'm not pretending, I just answer the question. And it can be about what's the most exciting thing that's happened to me, or who was the best, or, you know.
Who's the best one? Who makes the best lover?
The best lovers, the best kissers, the best actors, the nastiest people. I'm surprised by the way people have taken to me, but I'm grateful and I'm humble, and I think, well, you know, why not? You've never hurt anybody. Do your best.
Why not enjoy it?
And you notice I'm talking in a Scottish accent, and that's because of my father. He was a Glaswegian. He came from the Gorbals, Allison Street, and he was a doctor, and he was 96 when he died.
My goodness.
Aye. So
wow.
I hope, cross fingers, do you hear me up there, that I might last out a bit longer.
Well, Miriam, I blooming hope so, because there's been a lot of stories in the paper recently.
I know!
I think you said something like, oh, I think I've only got 5 or 6 years left.
But that's sensible, because if you're 83, you can't expect to live much longer.
I know, but they all jumped on that as if you were,
as if they were longing for me to pop my clogs. I'm still here, and I'm still working and doing it.
You're going strong.
I hope so, and that's what I have to remember, and that's what the papers should be talking about.
We're going to put paid to those headlines. She's going nowhere.
How old are you? Oh, I'm not meant to ask that. Obviously.
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
Got to keep some.
Have you got
secret.
children?
Miriam, I have a little girl, and I know you like stories about life. She was born via surrogate. Because I have cancer, I'm fine. So she's biologically my child, but my sister-in-law carried her for us.
That makes me cry.
Oh, don't cry.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you written about that?
Yeah, and I enjoy telling people about my life, and in the hope that things like that will also help other people.
It inspires people and gives them confidence.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about being a lesbian, because I think some people are frightened of being lesbians or disgusted by it or something. And I think, well, look, I'm one and I've made a living.
Miriam, you are the poster girl for lesbians and relationships. How long have you been with your partner for?
57 years.
I mean, that is incredible. And you also don't live together.
We don't live together, but our hearts are together.
Oh.
You know, she's in Amsterdam. I'm in London usually. We meet often and we love each other.
Yeah. You love performing and you've done some incredible things. Do people come up to you in the street and get excited by things like Harry Potter? Because it's such a big thing to
Harry
be a part
Potter.
of. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah.
Murphy, Harry Potter.
They do. I mean, it's sweet because I'm part of their childhood, I think.
Yeah. Tell me about doing this Vogue shoot and being a model for the day.
That was honestly the most surprising thing that's ever happened
to me. It looked incredible.
A brilliant photographer, Tim Walker, really brilliant. He said, would you do a nude shot? And I mean, in fact, it wasn't strictly nude because my breasts were covered by Greg's buns.
They weren't Greg's.
They were.
Were they?
I know, I would never eat such a thing. I gave them to the crew. Location.
Oh, I've seen that. Oh, it's the bit about...
And Homes Under the Hammer.
Another Scot that we do love here, Alan Cumming.
Oh, yes.
A good friend of yours.
Yes, he
and you
is.
did that brilliant show. That just looked wild.
It was such fun.
Very occasionally, I have a gin and tonic.
You had a wee whiskey the other night.
Yeah, but that was very unusual.
You had a whiskey yesterday.
But that was very unusual.
It's getting less unusual.
It is getting less unusual.
Tell us the truth. Do you stay in that camper van?
Don't be ridiculous. Of course not. I don't stay in luxury places, but I stay in an ordinary kind of
I
hotel.
had visions of you and Alan in a bunk bed, you know.
Yeah, well, you can forget that, dear. Pull that out your head.
Did you have a favourite place when you were touring Scotland?
No, everywhere's lovely. I mean, there isn't a favourite. Every place I go to in Scotland, I get something special.
It has been an absolute treat to meet you. Honestly, I have
you.
loved it. But I've got one more treat for you.
What's
me give
that?
you this.
Coffee and walnut.
Here we go. It
Oh
says,
my goodness.
What the Dickens, marvellous Miriam. I've no idea what it tastes like, but it's a coffee and walnut cake.
Did you make it?
I made it last night. I was up till midnight.
You darling.
I hope it's okay.
Oh,
It smells good.
it does.
Yeah. So there you go.
I'm not sharing that with anybody.
That's just
That's
for you.
mine.